I said I will not marry whoever he is. A shout echoed in Park's mansion as Mr. Park, the Mafia King's son, threw the picture of his soon-to-be husband without even glancing whom he is going to marry. Mr. Park, you have to marry him no matter what. Mr. Park shouted at his son who was crying. I said I will not marry him. I only loved one person. And again a slap sound echoed in the whole mansion. Mr. Park just slapped his son. Mr. Park, so what? So what if you are in love with someone? He already left you. He doesn't care about you. That BD played with you. Forget him and move on. I can't, Dad. I can't, the boy said in a cracked voice, and sat down on floor. While crying, anyone could sense the pain in his voice. Mrs. Park walked towards her son, sat down and cupped his face. Jaemin, please don't cry. Atlee asked meet him once. Yes, he is Park Jaemin, the only son of Mr. and Mrs. Parks. He never liked being in relationships. He never loved anyone. He was a shy and nerd type guy. He used to think that love is just a waste of time, but when he was in university, one of his seniors made him fall in love with him. Yoongi's soft and sweet talks made Jaemin go crazy for him. He believed in Yoongi's fake future plans. Yoongi controlled Jaemin with his lies, and at last the thing happened for which everyone was scared of. When Jaemin was in third year, Yoongi suddenly disappeared from there. Jaemin tried every possible way to contact Yoongi, but no response. He couldn't believe that Yoongi actually left him. He couldn't believe that the person whom he trusted with his whole heart broke him into pieces, and at last he finally convinced his heart that Yoongi actually left him. Yoongi never loved him. He just played with him. But Jaemin couldn't stop thinking about him. It's been 3 years and there was no sign of him. And here Jaemin family wants him to get married with Mr. Park's friend's son. Park doesn't want to get married. Now he doesn't believe on these kind of relationships. Mrs. Park, just meet him once please. Jaemin, crying hard, I will not marry anyone. Mr. Park held Jimin's chin angrily. You have to marry him no matter what. Jaemin, I said I will not, he sobbed. Mrs. Park, to Mr. Park, honey, I will make him understand. Please give him some time. Mr. Park left Jimin's chin, glaring at Jaemin, asked him to be ready at 4 p.m. We are going to their house to fix the marriage date. Saying this, Mr. Park left from there. Jaemin, crying hard, I will not marry anyone, Mom, please. He cried like a crazy person. Mrs. Park cupped Jimin's face. Bun, please just meet him once, and if you don't like the boy, we will not force you. Jaemin, cracked voice, looking at his mom with teary eyes. Mom, Mrs. Park, please chin for me. Can't you do this for your Yoma? At last Jaemin agreed to go there. Although he was hurt, he was in pain, but still only for his mom he agreed to go there. Time skips after a few days. Did you find him? Any news? A man named Min Yoongi asked from his guard in his deep and scary voice. It was enough to make the guard shiver. Guard, sir, after searching a lot we found him, but it's too late.
Yoongi came closer and held the boy's collar. Serious, what do you mean? Guard, shivering, stuttering sir he is going to get married.
Yoongi, 𝒂𝒊𝒏 the hell, he shouted in anger. The guard flinched and took a step back. Yoongi, when is the marriage, and with whom? Guard, Sir, the marriage is in 3 days. Took out his phone. Sir, was this guy? He said, showing Jimin's soon-to-be husband's picture. Yoongi, he is mine, only mine. He threw the phone on the floor and the phone broke into pieces. Yoongi sat down on the floor as he pulled his hair in anger, but suddenly he remembered something. Yoongi, in mind, wait, there are still 3 days left for him to get married. Yoongi smirked. I still have time, it's not late. He got up and walked towards his guards. Yoongi, find the location where his marriage will be held. I want all the information. Till tomorrow, am I clear? Guard, yes sir. Time skips to wedding day. Jimin wasn't ready for this marriage, but he agreed as his mom and dad forced him, and did emotional blackmailing, and he sought to just get married. Yoongi must be living his life happily. Jimin was in the room. He was crying so hard for the past 3 hours while his parents were waiting for him to come out so that they could get to the marriage hall. Mr. Park, banging on door. Jimin, come out, he shouted. Jimin flinched and immediately wiped his tears. Jimin, coming, he sobbed and went inside the washroom to change.
Time skips. He came out of the washroom, but he was shocked seeing two unfamiliar figures in front of him in his room. Himin, who are you?
One man stepped towards Jimin. Jimin took a step back. Jimin, who are you and what are you doing here? He asked, but instead of answering him, they both started walking towards Jimin. Jimin got scared and was about to scream when one of the men put a white cloth on his mouth and Jimin fainted. They picked Jimin up and escaped from the window with Jimin. Time skips. After a few hours in the big mansion of Yoongi, Jimin was still unconscious and he was laying on the bed, but suddenly he started moving and after some time he slowly opened his eyes, but he got shocked, seeing himself in someone else's room. Jimin, confused, checks the time. Where am I? It was my marriage. What am I doing here? So you're awake now? A deep voice came from near the window. A boy was sitting there back-facing Jimin. Jimin, who are you? He asked, getting scared of the boy. Come on, guess who I am? Jimin, I don't wanna guess. I am going. It is my marriage today. He was about to get up when the person again spoke. Forget about the marriage, he said, still back facing him. Jimin, who the hell are you? Let me go, they must be waiting for me. Who will be waiting for you? Your soon-to-be husband. Oh, come on baby, forget about marrying someone else other than me.
The boy turned around and that's it. Himin got shocked seeing his ex back, the person whom he never wanted to see again, and suddenly today he came right in front of his eyes.
Jimin, teary eyes, you? Why did you kidnap me after ruining my life? Wanna ruin it more? Yoongi came closer to Jimin and was about to cup his face. Soft Jimin. He stopped talking and glared at Jimin when Jimin jerked his hand.
Himin, keep your disgusting hands away from me. _YK I am leaving. He was about to go when Yoongi pulled him by his wrist and looked deep in Himin's eyes.
Yoongi, you're not going anywhere. Now you're mine, only mine. How dare you to think about marrying someone else? Jaemin, oh wow, you can dare to leave me after playing with my heart. And I can't even marry someone great. Mr. Kim Taehyung, yike what people were right. You're a disgusting person. Yoongi, I never left you, he shouted in anger. Jaemin, teary eyes. 𝑽𝒊𝒍𝒍𝒂𝒊𝒏 disappeared for 3 years. No reply of my message. Never picked my calls. You were FG enjoying your life after ruining mine. You're a disgusting and shameless person.
Yoongi, Chim, at least hear me out for ... cuts off. Himin, I don't want to talk to a disgusting person like you, who just knows how to play with someone's feelings.
Yoongi, okay fine, I am disgusting person, right? Let me show you how much disgusting I am. Jaemin, he stepped back in fear. What do you mean? Yoongi, smirk, get ready bun, it's our marriage today. Jaemin, 𝒊𝒐𝒕, are you out of your mind? I will never marry you. He pushed Yoongi and tried to go out of the mansion when Yoongi said. Yoongi laughed. Do you think you'll talk about going and I'll let you go? My chick, there are a lot of guards to keep an eye on you. You can't escape from here. Jaemin, please let me go. He started crying. It's my marriage, please.
Yoongi, but even if I let you go, then you won't be able to marry him. Himin, tears flowing down. Why? What do you mean by that?
Yoongi video called his guard and put the phone in front of Jaemin. See, here he is. You're so-called never going to be your husband. Jaemin's teary eyes widened, seeing his soon-to-be husband tied with ropes, and he was badly injured. Jaemin went towards Yoongi and pushed him with full force. Leave him, he shouted. Yoongi, marry me. I can't see you with someone else. Jaemin, tears flowing down. Oh come on, stop the same drama. You're again lying to me? You think that I am the same Jungkook who was innocent and shy, who fell in your trap? I won't fall in your trap again. Yoongi, do you think I lied to you? Jaemin, not only think I believe that you never loved me, you just played with my heart. You broke me into pieces. I hate you so much. Please leave from my life. Yoongi chuckled. How can I leave from your life when I am the hero of your life? Jaemin, you were. Now you're the villain of my life. Yoongi ignored Jaemin to his guards. Just kill him. Jaemin, no, don't you dare to. Suddenly he felt so weak, seeing an innocent suffering because of him. Leave him, please, I beg you. Yoongi, marry me. I will leave him, he said, smirking creepily. Jaemin, wavering voice, legs shaking, please leave him and let me go. I beg you. I don't wanna marry you. I hate you. Just leave me alone.
Yoongi, to his guards, kill him. Guard pointed the gun at the unconscious boy. Seeing that Himin was helpless, he couldn't do anything other than marry Yoongi.
Jaemin, I am ready to marry you. Leave him and marry me, he said, while tears flowing down from his eyes. Yoongi walked towards Jaemin and cupped his face. That's like my Chim kissed Jimin's cheek. Go take shower, I'll bring your wedding suit. Jaemin looking at Yoongi with his teary eyes which had only hatred for Yoongi. Yes, he does love him, but he hates him to W. When will you leave him? Yoongi, oh, duckling is so worried. Don't worry, I will leave him right after our marriage. J-min just nodded while sniffing. J-min did love Yoongi, but those past years were so hard for him. He suffered a lot because of Yoongi, and finally when he sought to move on and live a normal life, he suddenly came out of nowhere. Yoongi left when J-min needed him the most. That's why he doesn't want to marry.
Time skips to their marriage. Priest, do you mean Yoongi take Park Himmin as your husband? Yoongi, I do, he said, smiling while looking at Himmin, who had tears in his eyes.
Priest, do you Park J-min take Kim Yoongi as your husband? They waited for J-min to speak. Do you Park J-min take Min Yoongi as your husband? J-min, looking down, I do, he said as tears started flowing down from his eyes. Priest, you may kiss now. J-min closed his eyes and took a step back. Yoongi slowly picked on Jimin's forehead. Days passed, even months passed, but J-min never gave respect to Yoongi. They always fight with each other because of some misunderstandings. Yoongi tried to explain J-min everything, but J-min wasn't ready to listen to him. It was 4 p.m. and J-min was sitting on the bed staring at the phone with tears in his eyes. He was missing his parents. It's been more than a month, but no calls, no message from his parents. He was worried if they are okay or not. Yoongi came inside the room. J-min, get ready, let's go out tonight. J-min wiped his tears. I don't wanna come. Yoongi sat on the bed and cupped Jimin's face softly. Please, Jim, don't cry.
Himmin, you ruined everything, my past, future, and present as well. What you're expecting from me to be happy, he said while crying. Yoongi, Himmin, I had my reasons.
J-min, what reasons? You played with me like you played with others. Just accept it that you never loved me. I loved you so much I didn't believe anyone but believed you. Chuckled bitterly, and the fact that everyone else was trying to save me, they were telling the truth and you were lying, but I still believed you. Yoongi, can you at least listen to me? J-min, what is left to listen? You will again lie like you did in the past. Yoongi, I never lied to you, he shouted, being frustrated, angry, yesed by hearing Jimin's words. Yoongi finally started shading the tears which he has been controlling for the past 3 years. I loved you. I loved you with my whole heart. That's true, I dated many girls and boys just for fun, but I never played with you. You were so precious to me, and you still are. I tried every possible way to contact you, but I couldn't. It's not my fault. J-min looked at Yoongi for the first time in all these years. He saw tears in Yoongi's eyes. J-min, I left my everything and came to you. I left my parents only for you, because I knew you would be waiting for me. J-min, W. What do you mean by left my parents for you?
Yoongi, when I was in last year, I talked to Dad and Mom. I told them about you, that I want to marry you. My dad was so angry he denied because your dad and my dad are enemies. Dad forcefully sent me America so that I can't meet you or see you. He snatched my phone and cut all the possible ways from where I can talk to you. He even said he will kill you.
He asked me to go America or else he will kill you. I didn't want you to get hurt cause of me. I was helpless. You were not the only one who missed me. I missed you too. I never was in peace. I never enjoyed my life after going to America. Every hours, every minute, every second of my life I missed you. I never liked mafia stuffs, but I became a mafia so that I can protect you in the future. Please trust me, Jaemin. Forgive me. Hearing this, Jaemin couldn't believe that Tae went through this much. He couldn't believe the playboy is this much soft-hearted that he started crying. Jaemin, staring at Tae with his teary eyes, you're not lying, right? Yoongi, I swear, Jaemin, I swear on my parents I never lied to you. I love you so much. Seeing tears in Yoongi's eyes, Jaemin couldn't hold himself back. He immediately hugged Jaemin. Both started crying in each other's embrace. Only they know how much they missed each other's cuddles. Jaemin, please don't cry. I am sorry for not believing you. I am sorry I thought you left me, he cried in Tae's embrace. Yoongi, crying, you don't have to be sorry. It was not your fault. Even if I were at your place, I would have thought the same. Please now don't cry and forgive me. Let's live happily. Can we? I missed you so much. I want to spend my every second of life with you. Jaemin, I missed you too. He hugged Yoongi tightly. Finally, the misunderstanding between them was solved. And the end. I hope you like it.